Welcome back to the Mindset Masterclass channel. If like me you were born to working class or middle class parents, chances are your family didn't teach you these secret rules of wealth utilised by the rich. Schools don't teach these lessons because teachers are often oblivious to them. These are lessons learned from studying the behaviours of highly successful people. Starting off with lesson number 1, do not rely on one source of income. When the economy is booming, it's easy to forget that unemployment is ever a possibility. In the financial crisis of 2008, many people lost their jobs, which meant that many of them were then unable to pay their mortgages and had their homes repossessed. If you build additional sources of income, you may better protect yourself against financial hardship should you lose your main job. In the internet age, it's easier than ever to build an additional income. You could utilise your skills, knowledge, experience and even hobbies to develop a new stream of income. Lesson 2. Keep an emergency fund. The advice here is to hold on to 3 to 6 months of expenses in cash in an easily accessible bank account. This is a reserve in case you have a financial emergency such as losing your job or primary source of income. Don't be tempted to invest it into stocks or property because these may depreciate in value when the economy is in decline, exactly the sort of time when you're likely to need this buffer the most. Don't rely on a credit card either because not only is credit expensive to use, but also banks are likely to lower your borrowing limits if they think you're struggling. Don't be tempted to save too much in an emergency fund though, as we will explore in our next lesson. The third lesson on our list is saving money is pointless. You heard that right. Apart from your emergency budget, don't save your money, especially not in a savings account. Have you ever heard the phrase, cash is trash? The traditional advice which many of our parents taught us was to take a portion of our income and put it into a savings account with the local bank, and one day we will have a small fortune. Have you seen the rates of interest that banks are paying these days? When you take inflation into account, you're actually losing money if you put it into a savings account. Instead, put your money to use so that it grows. One of my favourite ways to grow my savings is to use my money to buy and sell things for profit. This can be as simple as flipping things you buy at garage sales, or if you've got a bit more time, space and cash to invest, perhaps flipping cars or even houses. Another method of growing your wealth is to buy something that generates money. A classic example is a vending machine or an arcade game. You don't have to be present to operate these items, so you could have dozens of them, each one earning you extra cash while you're doing something else. If you want to save money for the future, perhaps try investing into a commodity such as shares on the stock market. This brings us nicely on to lesson number 4, the power of compound interest. Our parents might have taught us to save money in a savings account and reap the benefits of the interest paid, but let's take a look at stock market investing. If your parents taught you about the stock market, then you had a head start on most of the rest of us. The stock market is a great place to invest money for the future. What a lot of people don't realise is that when we pay into a pension, that money is invested by the pension companies into the stock market or other commodities. The companies try to utilise your money to return a larger sum for you during retirement, as well as profit for themselves. It is entirely possible to start investing for your retirement yourself by buying an exchange-traded fund, an investment product which itself holds and tracks shares in various companies and therefore benefits from any dividend payments or capital growth in those stocks. ETFs are a great way to have exposure to the success of multiple companies. An ETF can give you instant diversification in your investment portfolio through different businesses, industries or countries. When you reinvest any interest payouts you earn from these investments, your money over time is sure to grow exponentially thanks to the power of compound interest. Simply, this is where you earn interest on the interest you have earned on the money invested. It's a slow but powerful way to accumulate wealth. The best way to take advantage of this phenomenon is to start investing as early as possible and to not liquidate the assets for as long as possible. This way you'll have had the best chance for compound interest to work its magic. And finally, lesson number 5. A university education isn't that important if you want to be financially successful. The truth is that college education might help you get a job. Many graduates these days struggle to find employment even with a degree. It could teach you a specific skill or profession such as engineering, medicine or law, but not having a degree won't necessarily hold you back from being a successful entrepreneur. A college education doesn't guarantee you a job or success. Look at how many successful entrepreneurs dropped out of college. Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Evan Williams and Larry Ellison, to name but a few. Did their lack of higher education hold them back? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out our other videos on this channel and consider subscribing for more content relating to personal finance, entrepreneurship and investing.